Welcome everybody, we're here for round number 2 of the Stone River Outfitters Cup Series here at Auto Club Speedway. Round number 2. Should be an interesting race here tonight. We saw an awesome cup race yesterday on TV, and we're in qualifying right now, about 2.5 minutes to go, and I'm showing actually we'll have to check the standings here in a minute, but nonetheless, I'm joined in the booth here by my colleague Ken Huber. How's it going tonight, Ken?
Hey Scott, glad to be with you here in Fontana, California. Really looking forward to this race tonight.
Yeah, we got 93 laps on the 2-mile bank track at Auto Club Speedway. Looking forward to this one. Should be really interesting. This is one of the first races that we've seen with this next-gen car, and see how it behaves on these 2-mile tracks other than Daytona and Talladega, super speedways. So should be really interesting to see how tire wear comes into effect and the racing lines, and see what we can do here.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was just watching the clouds came out during qualifying here and got a little bit of cloud cover. The fastest guy during practice was Justin Michael, and he right now is on the pole with the 41.388. So fastest guy out there so far during qualifying.
Yes, he is. Yeah, great lap. No surprise there. Justin Michael, part of the Bandit Motorsports group, top of the board here in qualifying. Dustin Covington right now second. Rob Haynes third. JJ Garrett 4th, Keith Haney 5th, Heath Smith in 6th spot, and actually just got bumped there. JJ Garrett just cracking in the top 10 there in P6.
Yeah, and there's still about, I don't know, it looks like about 10-15 drivers that haven't qualified yet. They don't have much time to get it done. We got about 2 minutes left in this session, 1.5 minutes actually. It looks like that sun's going to come back out, so if they're out there, they need to get out there now. I do see one guy on the track here. Looks like Wesley Holland's out on the track. So, well, it's still shaded, so hopefully he's going to cook off a fast lap here. Oh, and he just tagged the wall during qualifying. Well, Scott, what do you think? What are your expectations for tonight?
I'm looking for hopefully some 2 wide, maybe 3 wide, maybe even 4 wide if we can get it, but some good racing all around, and I think we're going to see, well, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, last week at Daytona for our Daytona 500 race surprised both of us with the lack of cautions, so especially early in that race. So if we can continue that trend tonight, I think fuel mileage, tire wear, pit strategy, that sort of thing will come into play and make an awesome race here down to the finish of 93 laps.
Yeah, definitely. And sun is out in full force today, too. So other than a little bit of shadows from the clouds during qualifying, I think we're going to have a pretty hot track, too. So track is about 110 degrees now. It's just coming back into the sunlight here. So I expect a little bit hotter track for the race, which is going to kick off here at, looks like 4 o'clock local time, Fontana, California.
Yeah, as the ticker runs down to 0 on the qualifying pylon, our pole sitter, Justin Michael, no surprise there. We go for the grid here in the driver's meeting. We'll get the starting lineup here queued up here momentarily. Let's take a listen to the driver's meeting here.
Rules. We do not clear black flags, and there's no wheel. Considered a crazy NASCAR penalty to get a black flag, serve it. Away we go. We all experienced that last Thursday in the truck race. It happens. We just serve it and continue on. Pit stalls. 3 stalls in, 3 stalls out. Keep to the right as far as you can. Give everybody a chance to get into the box. There's no passing once you cross the yellow entry code. You may pass coming off pit road, but try to keep as far to the right as possible so you don't have incidents on pit road. No calling out other drivers cursing. Be respectful of the road. If you have a problem, discuss it after the race. Tonight we have 12 incident points before you get a drive-through, and 17 incident points will get you a DQ. When the yellow comes out, it means slow down. If you are not going to gain positions after the yellow.
There you hear it from one of our admins, and you heard the rules there. 12 incident points, drive-through penalty, 17 with a DQ, booted from the race. Better luck next week. Hopefully we won't have any of those issues this week, but looking forward to a good race today. Let's take a look at the starting grid if we can. On the pole, Justin Michael, P2, Justin Covington, Kyle Chadwick there from South Carolina are in the P3 spot. Rob Haynes in the Bandit Motorsports area, one of our Canadians in the field here at P4. Jared Daniels, welcome to the league. P6, Daniel Ferguson. Jeffrey Merck, no surprise there in the top 10. Punta Gorda, Florida. JJ Garrett, P8. Gene Daly, P9. And Keith Haney, P10.
And in the 11th position is Heath Smith. In 12th, Bob Wells. 13th, Christopher Davis. 14th, Mike Erder. In 15th on that outside road is Rod Minton. Or on the inside, or on the outside is Jeff Gilmore in 16th. Ryan Abbott in 17th. James 00 Brown in 18th. Michael Milfelt Jr. in 19th. And John Panzula in that 20th position.
21st, Eric Talent. 22nd, Trent Drum. 23rd, Brandon Dorsett. P24, Brian Bizzell, sorry. Whoa, there's the first one off the record there. 25th, Robert Mattis. 26th, Vernon Margheim. 27th, Jason Hughes. 28th, Josh R. Scott. Billy Bumgarner in 29. And Laredo Lakes, one of our newer members here in P30.
Wesley Holland, he didn't take a qualifying time. He's starting in 31st, surprising. Sean Turner up next. James Hearns after that. 33rd, Ken Richardson. Doug Heveron in 34th. Mark Stryker in 35th, Bill Paradise in 36th, David Schreck in 37th, Johns Henderson in 38th, Chris Foyles 39th, James Haney 40th, and then 42nd spots, Double D.
All right, there's a field as we come down to the green flag. We're going to go one lap under caution here. Pace cars in turn 4, getting ready to turn these guys loose. I believe they are using a starting restart box here. You'll see the Geico restart zone in the bottom of the track here. We're going to use that for the restart. On the pole, Justin Michael taking them. Green flag is out. We're underway at Fontana, round number 2, Stone River Outfitters Cup Series.
And Justin Michael gets a nice start out there. Right behind him, they're side by side with Dustin Covington and Kyle Chadwick. Rob Haynes in the 4th position there, just looking for a spot, trying to get those tires warmed up, get some heat in them. That's actually Kyle Chadwick up on the outside in that black and white 88 car. Car in the back gets loose there. I don't know who that was.
I think it was Michael Milfett, I believe.
It gets it gathered back up, and he's going straight again. Yeah, until these tires get warmed up, Scott, I think turns 1 and 2 are a little bit tricky. So about the first 4 or 5 laps, you got to be really careful there.
I agree. So we're nose to tail up front. Kyle Chadwick in the 88 there, looking the inside of Robert Haynes for a P number 2 spot. See if he can clear number 1. Can't quite get there. Look at Rob Haynes strong on the outside off of turn number 2 there.
Yeah, definitely working it up front there as they get single file there on the outside. This one guy on the inside there, that's 48 there of Dustin Covington. Now going on the inside of that 87 to Justin Michael. Starting to see our pole sitter drift back a little bit.
There's no surprise there. If I were to take a guess, I think Justin Michael is one of those that he knows the long run. He knows that this race is likely to stay green, and he's one to maybe take advantage of some tire wear late in the run.
Yeah, he's always super good with tires. I expect to see him back at the front by the time this thing gets to the end there. I heard a car was off in the grass. NASCAR was calling off there was a car in the grass, but it looks like we're still green, so I'm not sure what happened back there. Oh, we got a car in the wall there. And this might bring out the caution. Looks like everybody's going to get by him, so if he gets it gathered up, that's unfortunate. I didn't see who that was.
I got a notice that said Ken Richardson, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going back through trying to figure out what happened there. As I'm trying to drift through my new technology here.
You and me both, Ken.
So we're still green. So it looks like a single car gets into the wall. There is no quick repairs this season, at least for right now. So these guys tear up their car. They're kind of stuck with it. So they got to go into the pits, get it fixed, and run what you got. Here it looks like the 20th position now. And that's JJ Garrett. He started in like 6th, I believe, or 8th actually. And he's slowly been moving back. Looks like there's a little bit of damage on that car. Up there on the high side, rubbing up against that wall again as everybody's trying to get underneath him here. And just below him is Wesley Holland, which is really unusual. Didn't get a chance to qualify. I'm not sure what happened there. But Wesley Holland starting in the back. It looks like he's going to have to work his way to the front. But he started in 31st, and now he's up to 24th, so he's slowly working his way up there.
Yeah, no surprise there. Wesley Holland making his way through the field. Almost gets in the left rear of Ken Richardson. That Jimmy Johns fast forward GT there.
Looking back up front here in the second position, Justin Michael. It looks like that's Dustin Covington now in the second position, and Justin Michael on his outside. Looks like starting to make that outside work a little bit, or that's the groove he's chosen to run for now. And watching Dustin Covington run that bottom groove in the corner, so got two different lines here. Not sure which one's going to pay off better on the tire wears front.
Yeah, we can see a comparison here. We're on board with Dustin Covington right now. Across the start-finish line down to the turn number 1, we can see the kind of two different lines. Oh, I think they're just blanked out. But...
yeah, and behind them in fourth is Jeffrey Merck out there from that 7th position out to 5th, slowly just working his way up front. Again, we got that 48 of Dustin Covington down on the bottom looking for the lead, trying to get underneath Rob Haynes, that 199 car. Looks like he's going to get it done. Does. Ooh. And now we'll see Rob Haynes go to the bottom there and maybe repay the favor. Meanwhile, while those two guys are duking it out, we got Jeffrey Merck now in that 3rd position underneath Justin Michael. Watching these two guys battle is like, you know what, guys? I want to come up here and play.
Yep, it's about time. 7 laps on the board. Merck making his way to the front here.
So another car that's been moving his way into the picture here is Keith Haney in that 6th position. That 87 car, that kind of, I guess it's kind of purple, blue, and yellow 3rd rock car. He's down on the bottom now of trying to make up positions here. So he's up 4 on the night.
Here's Jeffrey Merck up front on the inside of Dustin Covington, excuse me. And his teammate Justin Michaels right behind him there, trying to give him a little push down the front straightaway.
It's your time. It's your turn to be tongue-tied tonight, Scott.
I'm trying to work all the buttons, cameras here, and
well, we've been nice and clean now so far. We got 9 laps on the board right now. Everybody's keeping it clean, and now we're going to see what these guys have for tires. It looks like our pit window, I think you were checking with one of the teams there, Scott. Didn't you say it was about 24 to 26 laps?
That's the word I got. 24, let's call it 25 laps, which makes it a solid 3-stop race if this stays green. Right around 25 laps, 50 laps, 75 laps. I believe they have 5 sets of tires, if I'm not mistaken, so tires shouldn't be a huge issue tonight.
I believe that's correct. I moved back to the 19th position of Christopher Davis. He's back there in that teal car on the outside with Vernon Margheim down on the low side in that 33 car, trying to make up some positions. Christopher Davis has dropped back from his 13th starting spot back to 19th. Meanwhile, Vernon Margheim, who started in the 26th position, has moved up now to 20th, so he's up 6 positions. And then just behind them, in the 16 car, Ken Richardson, who started in 33rd, he's up to 21st. So give that man a dozen positions or so tonight.
Yeah, awesome job by Ken Richardson making his way through the field.
And Wesley Holland back there, I think they call him Mr. Friday Night, if I'm not mistaken. And of course, it's Monday, so I don't know if that's going to work in his favor. But looks like him and Ken Richardson are making moves, working their way up to the front.
I don't know if we missed the lead change up here, but Jeffrey Merck give it to him on the point, down to the turn number 3 here, Auto Club. Teammate Rob Haynes on the high side. Dustin Covington hanging strong in the 48 on the inside. Justin Michael and Keith Haney. Awesome run for Keith in the top 5 up here.
They got a nice little pack of it. Looks like about 9 cars. Last car in that pack is Daniel Ferguson doing a nice job tonight in that 9th position. Started in 6th, dropped back a little bit, but he's in that lead pack, so might be eyeballing everything and looking for some advantage later in this race.
Yeah, real nice pack here down the back straightaway. It looks awesome here.
Moving a little bit further back, we got Mike Erder in the 2nd pack back here. He's in the 10th position. Right now, he's got the 57 car, Jeff Gilmore. Just got underneath him. He's probably going to be able to complete that pass. Just behind those two is the 00 of James 00 Brown on the bottom there. It looks like the 57 of Jeff Gilmore.
Really interesting, Ken, I think how 2 packs have kind of developed, right? It almost seems like we're back at Daytona. We're talking about different packs of cars, but let's count them 1 through 9 in that first pack, and then P10 through about P20 at least here in the 2nd pack.
Yeah, no, it's some really nice racing, and what I'm really encouraged by is how these guys are giving each other a lot of space. As I say that, I just watched 2 cars get together a little bit, though. No harm, no foul, but yeah, everybody seems to be giving each other a lot of space, taking their time, and methodically...
interrupt as you talk about space, Ken, but we're 3 wide here down in turn 3 with our race winner from last week, Brian Bazell, on the bottom side in that 18 Mack Truck Chevy, looking strong there, picking up a couple spots here on the front straightaway.
Yeah, definitely making moves. Our race winner and current point leader. So, you know, if he's going to stay there, he's going to have to start moving up. But making some great moves tonight.
There you see it, our race winner car 18 of Brian Bazell from last week. Sharp looking car there.
Definitely. So far, yeah, it must have been early in the race. Michael Milfeld on the first lap. Damaged car. We already got a car in pit lane here. That is Michael Milfeld Jr. So he's 9 laps down, just now getting back on the track from having that single car incident up against the wall. So tough break for Michael Milfeld, but he's going to go out there and try to get some points tonight.
What I find really interesting up here, I'm back up front with Rob Haynes on the high side. Talk about high side. He is right against that wall.
Oh, we got a wreck. It's going to be caution.
Big wreck coming. John Pansula, I believe, is involved. Do you see a yellow yet? I don't see a yellow.
Yeah, we're under caution.
We're under caution
right
now. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened back there. I'm sure our cameraman can wind that back, see exactly what happened.
Hopefully. Let's take a look here, see how I do. Car. Couple of cars here involve Rob Mitten. Let's take a look at off of turn number 2. This is on the high side there. A couple cars sideways. A 42 of Bob Wells, 92 of Rob Mitten comes in there. Sideways cars everywhere. Oh, the 01 gets involved. And then I believe Christopher Davis we're going to see here as well.
Yeah, it looked like the 42 got into the side. I'm not sure which car that was. That yellow 42 just came up a little bit and tapped the car on his outside and got together and started that whole chain reaction there.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's take a look at this from Bob Wells' standpoint here. Let's go, I don't know, cockpit view of Bob Wells. Here we go. Yeah, car just on his outside there makes contact, and they're all sideways. They're off of turn number 2.
Anyway, while we're going through the replay there, everybody on pit lane. We're 17 laps into this, and everybody is headed for the pits.
Jeffrey Mark, our leader, makes a nice stop here. Doesn't overrun the pit stop. Oh, looks like, I think that was Keith Haney, if I'm not mistaken, the 87 overrunning. Daniel Ferguson, I believe, over in the pit stop here. Jeffrey Mark off the pit lane with 4 tires. Josh R. Scott, if you're looking at this, Ken, Josh R. Scott, I think, beat everybody out of pit road. I'm not sure if he took any tires at all.
Well, that's a brave man there.
Kyle Chadwick, it's the 98 Gene Daly, Dustin Covington, the 87 Keith Haney. Jeff Gilmore, Jason Hughes, Daniel Ferguson, James 00 Brown, Bergen Margheim.
Well, maybe he knows something that nobody else does.
Or is it one of those
I mean,
things
these
where
cars are new. Maybe they're really good on tires. Maybe did he take 2 or just none?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's back on the apron here, so maybe he's headed back to pit lane.
Maybe he
wanted
just
to lead
misses
a lap.
pit stop altogether, I think. That's pit stop probably.
Yeah, it looks like he's headed back into pit lane. So,
Yeah.
yeah. That's going to put Jeffrey Merck back up front with, it looks like, Justin Michael in second place and the 88 of Kyle Chadwick. Be your top 3 when we start this thing green again.
It is. Lights are out on the pace car. And here at Multi-League, the leader does have lane choice. Jeffrey Merck has indicated he's going to take the top side up for this restart. He's going to have his teammate Justin Michael restarting on the inside. So maybe we'll see a little team action there and going into turn number 1.
And to start, we're back on cold tires now. These guys ran almost 20 laps. Had that little incident. They're doing a great job keeping it clean. I think we'll see more of that again. Being cognizant of those cold tires and getting about 5 laps on them before you can really stand on it coming out of the corners. You know, something else, Jason Hughes. I'm looking at Jason Hughes in the 58 car. He's made up 21 positions, it looks like, or at least 19 positions.
I see 19, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if that's due to a 2-tire stop or what he did there, so... Anyway, we're back up front. Lights are out in the pace car. Scott, take us to the green.
Yeah, I guess I'm mistaken. Jeffrey Merck, I guess, is taking the inside, so... Inside
He
here off
did
the
say
turn
the
number...
outside, but they must have re-coordinated something.
Yeah, I guess so. So here we go. Teammate Justin Michael on the outside of him. Waiting for the restart zone. Green flag is out on the loud pedal. Jeffrey Merck taking him down to the stripe. Lap number 19 going on the board. Side by side for the lead down into turn number 1 here.
Yeah, just behind him. Got the 48 car of Dustin Covington trying to get under that third place, or the third place car of Kyle Chadwick.
He's got Gene Daly to worry about on the outside there too.
Got another car loose in the background there, I see, but he saved it. Just looking back here in the field, our last week's winner now is back in 19th. Kind of not having quite the night he probably wants to have right now, but he might be saving something too.
Almost 3 wide again there as we look at Brian on the inside of Mike Erder. 54, I believe that's Trent Drum in that orange Armor All car on the inside. See a little smoke up front. Car off pace. Keith Haney, I believe. We can get a camera on him. Not sure what happened there. Big time damage.
Oh, yeah, he's got a lot of damage. Oh, I hear some more sliding, but I think they saved it.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a... I'm going to rewind this real quick here. See if we can get a... See what happened to Keith Haney.
All those compliments I was given earlier about guys being patient with each other, I'm watching a lot of stack-ups right now. A lot of close calls at the moment. Oh, we got another car sideways headed towards the apron there. It looks like he saves it.
Yeah, I was trying to cue that up for Keith Haney, but I couldn't quite find that. So we're back up front with Jeffrey Merck, Justin Michael, and behind here in the 87 Beretta Toyota Camry.
It's like we have another car that's retired for the night. Looks like John Panzilla must have had some damage or some mechanical problems. Had to retire for the night.
He's always a gentleman. John Panzilla is always a great guy to have around and always in a happy mood. So good to see John around. Here up front,
Yeah,
Justin
right now
Michael on
we
the
got a
inside of
move
Jeffrey
for the
Merck.
lead with Justin Michael going to the inside of Jeffrey Merck. I don't know if he's going to pull it off. It's down there on the bottom. We got Kyle Chadwick looking in the back, seeing which one of these guys he wants to follow through. One thing I know about Kyle Chadwick, if he smells the lead, he's going to find it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a driver not content with sitting at third very long here. As he looks at the top side, trying to take both of these cars.
And Justin Michael couldn't quite done and squeezes it off right in front of Kyle Chadwick. Man, that was close. Staying behind his teammate there, trying to push his teammate. It's going to allow Kyle Chadwick to the bottom of Justin Michael. And he's going to get that position.
Yeah, but he's looking
Now
at
he's gonna
Jeffrey
slide it right
Merck.
up.
He clears Justin Michael, but can't quite get the Jeffrey Merck just yet. And some good racing up front here. Clean too, just aggressive and respectful. It's awesome to see out here.
Yeah, definitely. We don't have quite the packs we had earlier. The cars are spread out a little bit better than they were the first stint. I'm back here looking at Mark Stryker in the 8th position in a 39 car. And then just behind him, Jason Hughes, Eric Talent, Trent Drum. Just moving back through the field, you can see the cars are pretty much single file, just single line going around the track currently. Looking at 79 now, currently of JJ Garrett down at the bottom. Oh, and they touch. Oh, and whoever he is below just slams in the wall. We got the caution is out.
Caution's out.
Looks like JJ Garrett drifted up there. We'll have to bring up the replay and see what happened there. It looks like it might have been between JJ Garrett and Jared Daniels.
See if I can looking for what happened here. I think on the front was it on the front straightaway, Ken?
Yeah, I believe so. It was in turn 3 and 4, I believe. Just coming out of 4, probably.
Yeah, I'm on right now. Jared Daniels off of 4, but I don't quite see anything yet.
Yeah, just going back, take a quick little peek again. Yeah, so it was 51 car, it looks like.
Oh, maybe it's right here off of turn 2. There's JJ and the 51 side by side. And the 82 comes into play into turn number 3.
Yeah, it looks like the 79 of JJ just drifted up into the 52 car there. Trying to track down who's in the 52 because unfortunately I don't know all the drivers just
Yep, there
yet.
was. All right, back up front, lap 26 on the board. What do you think? These guys interested in new tires, Ken?
Well, back in the old days, I'd be interested in them. I don't know about these new cars yet. I haven't run enough laps here, but probably if I was a betting man, I'd go be on pit lane.
Yeah, here they all come. Here comes the train down pit road.
I'm just trying to figure out who the incidents. I don't know if the car's mislabeled or what. The 52 car is just killing me. I don't see it on the roster here, but the car says 52 on it.
I think it was, yeah, I don't see no, I don't see a 52 on the roster, so yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, it's throwing me for a loop right now. I think these guys are just messing with me.
They are. You and me both.
Currently 35 cars on the lead lap. Looks like Bob Wells might get the lucky dog.
Looking at Justin Michael winning the race off of pit road, followed by Jeffrey Mark and Dustin Covington here. Daniel Ferguson. 39 car. I feel like that's somebody we haven't talked about. Mark Stryker. Awesome job by him picking up a top 5 here off of pit road. And
Definitely.
good old DFH Doug Hevron with an awesome pit stop there.
Yeah, Doug Hevron, I was watching him during practice. He had some blistering practice times as well. I mean, his qualifying time, well, he actually didn't put it down a qualifying lap, started in 34th. Made up quite a few positions so far, but he was blistering faster in practice. One thing, these guys have got to be really careful with the aero on these cars. No quick repairs. You know, they're brushing these walls. Cars tend to be pretty tight in 3 and 4. And so they're getting up. And that's where we're seeing our accidents, actually, with guys just pushing up the track, the guys on the bottom pushing up the track and getting into the guys on the high side. And, you know, if there isn't 8 wheels to stop you, then you got the wall. So some of these guys are already scraping up the right side of that car. And that's going to definitely hurt the aerodynamics of that car going forward.
This is true. Lights are out on the pace car. 1 lap to go. Josh R. Scott, is that who I'm looking at leading this race?
I think you might be right.
Now, Wesley Hahn, I think, is the leader. Just is second. And Justin Michael down here.
So I'm going to guess here that Josh Scott and Wesley Hahn might not have pitted because they were a ways back in the field. That's a lot of positions, or they took 2 tires.
Yeah, you are correct. Pretty much everybody behind them. Justin Michael on back, only 1 lap on these tires. So everybody pitted behind them. Josh has got 4 laps on his tires, and Wesley Holland's got 12 on his. So should be really interesting to see how Wesley Holland holds off this pack going into turn number 1 here.
Yeah, both these guys made up almost 30 positions now at this point. So yeah, it'd be some exciting restart here. I wonder how they can get the power down too on these hot tires currently.
And some front end damage as well on that Wesley Holland Ford here.
Pace car bringing them into 4 right now.
It is, but I'm noticing the lights are back on the pace car.
NASCAR might have threw that up and get the field sorted out. Quite a few cars here tonight, almost a full field, 42 cars I believe we had start this race, so could have been a little confusion there towards the back there. Just looking at a car here. So it looks like Bob Wells did get the lucky dog, so that'll put him back on the lead lap. So good for Bob Wells. So that leaves us with 36 cars on the lead lap.
And lights are out for the second time here on the pace car.
Now Kyle Chadwick, interesting here. He started when the caution came out, he's in 3rd. Now he's in 13th. I'm not sure what happened during his pit stop. If he missed his stop or what happened there, but definitely a miscommunication or something on pit road that put him that far back. And Gene Daly too is running up front. He's back there too. Kind of been losing some positions. JJ Garrett is back there in 9th. Started in 8th. Kind of fell towards the back of the field, and now he's finding himself back in the top 10. So he's kind of having a yo-yo night.
He is started 8th, currently 9th from Kings, how do you say that? Knightstown, Indiana. JJ Garrett there in the 79.
In that Caterpillar car, it seems wrong.
Anyways, back up front again. Wesley Holland, see how he can hold these cars off going into turn number 1 with all these lanes. These cars span out 4, sometimes 5 wide here into turn number 1, so got a lot of room to block if they want to do that. But I don't think Wesley's going to be able to hold these Bandit Motorsports guys off behind him here. Pace car takes a left turn down to the Geico restart zone. The 41 Ford of Wesley Holland on the gas pedal. Here we go, back under green.
Great start by Wesley Holland. For whatever reason, Josh Scott did not get a good start there, and he's being pushed by the 087 and Justin Michael. Just could not get that thing going.
Justin Michael says thank you, and I'll go to the bottom side and look for the pass to clear him off of turn number 2. And looks like he will pretty easily here. Josh R. Scott on the left turn into Jeffrey Mark. Hard impact there. Wow. And yellow's out again.
That was,
still coming down. Lots of cars involved. The 87 James Hearns looks like he's getting some damage there too. Man, tough break there.
Yeah, that was a gnarly hit for Jeffrey Merck there. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with Josh Scott. He just could not get that car going, and it looks like it just got loose on him on the outside lane there.
Yeah, we're looking at Josh R. Scott here on the high side on turn number 2. Watch Jeffrey Mark on the low side. Unfortunately, he's turning right, just gets a little loose off of turn 2, which, correct me if I'm wrong, Ken, but you called that from your experience driving these cars that somebody would get loose off of turn 2. Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Especially on cold tires, that turn, you have to feather that gas for the first 5 laps or so. And he's on the outside with it, which I'm guessing that he only took 2 tires, so he's probably got a tire pressure imbalance there to boot. So it makes the car even more difficult to drive, and unfortunately, that collected a lot of other drivers. We were talking about Jeffrey Merck and Scott, but there's probably about 7 cars involved in that.
Yeah, and again, no fast repairs, so what you got is what you got. But Wesley Holland somehow held on to that lead there.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's staying out. Of course, we only ran 3/4 of a lap or so. So yeah, it's not unusual seeing Wesley Holland up front. Tough break for Jeffrey Merck. Justin Michael in the 2nd position. Dustin Covington in 3rd. Daniel Ferguson, 4th place. Holding strong pretty much in that top 5 all night. Top 5, top 10. Daniel Ferguson having a great night. 5th position, Mark Stryker. 6th position, still JJ Garrett. 7th position, Doug Heveron. 8th position, Heath Smith. 9th position, Trent Drum. And to wrap out that top 10 is Gene Daly.
I have an idea here. You want to talk to JJ Garrett? What do you say?
Yeah, let's have a chat with JJ.
JJ, what's going on, bud? It's Ken Huber, myself, Scott Patton up in here in the booth. How did that wreck look from your standpoint? Certainly no lack of action, as we know to anticipate from you there on the track, but up a couple spots, kind of up and down the leaderboard all night here. How's your race going so far?
It's going all right. I'm not sure which wreck you're talking about, but there's been several. But cars hit and miss. Just depends on air and all that when you get getting around other cars. So it's made it fun.
Cool. Well, just about to crack the top 5 here. What do you have for these guys? The Bandit Motorsports, Wesley Holland, Daniel Ferguson, Dustin Covington, especially up front. You got anything for these guys in the second half here?
I don't know if I got anything for him except for just old age racing and just trying to keep it nose up and see what we can do here.
There you go. If nothing else, you got a sharp looking car out there, so Caterpillar car. We'll be on the look for that to make some awesome moves here, and we'll talk to you hopefully later on the race.
Appreciate it.
All right, good luck, JJ. All right, lights are on the pace car. Look at that. Like minds think alike, Ken.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, am I listening to radio chat or am I listening to Scott? I was a little confused there. Yeah, we're 2x2 again. Lights are out the pace car. So exciting again. Wesley Holland, he's on the outside. Going to start on the outside again. Got a little bit older set of tires there on the inside. Justin Michael, now he's free of his teammate. Probably isn't what he was hoping for, but with Jeffrey Merck having that accident, it's going to leave Justin Michael out there kind of by himself and not have that friend out there with him. Now the question is that 2 tires that Wesley Holland's got, is he going to be competitive up against Justin Michael, who's been strong all night?
Good to see Daniel Ferguson in that Affleck car down there, another Ford in the field. P4 right now, starting behind Wesley Holland. I think we're going to do a restart from the roof of Daniel Ferguson, see what kind of move he makes into turn 1 to get around Wesley Holland, hopefully. Pace car into Auto Club number 4. Here we are on the roof of Daniel Ferguson. On the outside, your leader is Wesley Holland. Right there, looking for the Geico restart zone. To the green flag. There it is on the gas pedal. Here we go into turn number 1.
Yeah, not the great restart he had last time. Justin Michael falls in right behind him.
I don't anticipate Justin Michael wasting too much time here on the outside around around Wesley Holland.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to take the 48 of Dustin Covington with him on that outside lane, trying to get around Wesley Holland. Wesley Holland does have, as you mentioned earlier, quite a bit of front end damage there, so that's not probably helping his situation either.
Nope. Norris having 31 laps on his tires now too, compared to these other guys who get 2 laps. So.
Yeah, and look who broke into the top 5 there. JJ Garrett now looking at 4th. Oh, we got the caution out. Not sure what brought out the caution this time. I'm back here looking for it, Scott.
Yeah, let me know if you see anything.
Yeah, I'm not seeing what exactly happened there that brought out that caution. Okay, here we go. Trying to figure out who that is. I'm looking at Double D. Not sure he was involved. Yeah. Let's see.
That it was Double D, you think?
Well, that's what I'm looking at, but unfortunately, I seem to be having those technical connection difficulties where the cars are blanking out on me here.
We'll take a look. This is Double D in the Texas Pete, number 71 on the inside. See if we see anything here. Don't just yet off of turn number 2, full speed, still
All
nothing.
I got it. It was a 24 car of Loretto Lakes. He was involved. I'm not sure what happened.
There we go. There's Loretto on turn number 3. Some smoke in front of him there as it comes off the corner. On the high side. Oh, the Ken Richardson just comes to the outside and just nicks him, I think. And Christopher Davis involved there off of turn number 4 as well. All right, back to the leader. Behind the pace car, yellow's out. Still no pit stops going on here from what I see from the top 5 at least.
No, but looks like the majority of the field is hitting pit lane. Looking at JJ Garrett, Daniel Ferguson, Dustin Covington, they all came to pit lane. They left Justin Michael and Kyle Chadwick. Looks like they stayed out.
Oh wow, this should get really interesting now, huh?
Yeah, so who's going to win the race off pit road? So I do see we're going to have a change. It looks like somebody went out there with 2 tires. It looks like the 02 of Heath Smith is going to be the first one off pit road, followed by the 41 of Wesley Holland. Just going back here looking, Heath Smith, Eric Talent.
Yeah, I think you're right there. I'm showing Heath Smith. There comes off of our number 2 there off of pit road. And Rod Mittens stayed out. Eric Talent stayed out. Kyle Chadwick. Justin Michael. We just heard Justin Michael say he's going to take outside for this restart.
Now here's where our second place sitter of Kyle Chadwick, he's got fresh tires. He just got in behind Justin Michael, he hasn't been out there very long on tires, but he's been out there a few laps. So Kyle Chadwick's going to have better tires, and I guarantee he knows it too. Kind of looking back. I am having a little bit of technical difficulties, I think, with this many tracks, and maybe my internet connection isn't what it normally is.
Yeah, mine too. I'm noticing that the second half of the field pretty much drops off my connection, so I don't know if it's an iRacing issue or what, but...
It's all the damaged cars going around the track after the last caution. So it looks like we got 32 cars on the lead lap. Rob Hayes being the guy with 1 lap down that maybe next time can get the lucky dog. He's the only car that is 1 lap down. Beyond that, Keith Haney is 5 laps down, and then beyond that, there's no chance of getting those laps back just yet. We're at lap 38, it looks like, of 93, so we're not even halfway yet. We've had probably about 4 cautions now, right, Scott?
Yeah, sounds about right. Let's come down the backstretch here. Looks like the field's all sorted out. We should get the green flag this time. What do you say we crank it up this time, Ken?
Crank her up.
Here we go. We're going to put on the iRacing radio as well so you can hear the chatter on the radio as it happens live here. Justin Michael, your leader on the outside. Lap number 38 on the board. Pace car lights are out. Kyle Chadwick looking to make some moves on the inside with an aggressive restart here. We'll see what we got. You're going to see it as we see it here from the static cams. Here we go. Green flag is out. Here we go. All right, so we go back live here. Sorry for the internet connection problems here. I just lost the leaders, so we're on scenic
Sorry
view of
about
the
that,
track,
James.
but we'll get back in the action here as soon as we
that
can
was
here.
me, Brian. I got a little loose and got into you.
No, we'll make it up. We'll make it up. So while we were doing the crank it up there, JJ Garrett, who's up in the top 10, got loose off turn 1, that infamous turn 1, ended up down on the apron, dropped all the way back to 24th. So I lost nearly 20 positions during that restart. So maybe we jinxed him, Scott, bringing him up to the booth here.
Maybe. You know what I really like up here is P3 right now, Eric Talent. Awesome run for him here, keeping pace with these leaders.
You know what else is interesting, Scott, is Justin Michael got a few more laps on his tires, but out there running up front like a pro. Nothing less expected.
It is true. We're at the rear roof here of Justin Michael, our leader, looking back at second place and third place. Eric Talent trying to make a move on the inside of Kyle Chadwick here for second.
So somebody we haven't talked about too much is that 33 car in 8th position of Vernon Margheim now. Slowly been making his way up to the front. He started in 26. So now finds himself in 8th place, maybe in 7th after crossing the line here. Nice solid run for Vernon here.
From Greenwood, Indiana, started 26 up to 7th. Awesome run here by Vernon.
I'm back up here and I'm looking back at Kyle Chadwick here. It seems like he's just not up to pace or he's saving tires. And somebody else here, Wesley Holland, who has quite a bit of front end damage, back there in that 4th position just behind Kyle Chadwick, is doing a great job hanging in there.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Wesley Holland keeping pace with these guys up front with all that front end damage. It's really surprising to me.
Dustin Covington, he's sideways. He's going into the grass.
One in the grass.
One in the grass. Front
48 car. He saves it. We're still green. He's coming through the grass right now. Now back to 13th and losing positions. He'll be back probably in 25th by the time he recovers his car. Yep, cars get a little bit free on you here.
Man.
Yeah, I'm curious to how many positions he lost there. He was started in 2nd place, and he's pretty much at the tail end of this at the field at the moment. So, again, tough break. I'm Michael Melfeld Jr. now, who's I believe he's several laps down. Yeah, he's 10 laps down.
Look at Eric Talon moving on these guys, moving in on the leader, Justin Michael here.
Yeah, Eric Talon's doing a great job tonight. Yeah, I'm curious, how he's using up those tires. If he's managing them, and because we know Justin Michael's on a few laps older tires, so if Eric Talent's going for broke with his tires right now, or is he managing them too? I would say he has to be managing them, or Justin Michael is just really good, really smooth right now.
Oh,
Back there in that 98 car, Gene Daly in 4th position, doing a great job. Looking underneath Kyle Chadwick in that 88 car currently.
We're on board with Kyle Chadwick down the back straightaway here from Greenville, South Carolina, currently running 3rd on the back bumper of Eric Talent on the inside, or in front of him there. Oh, and Wesley Holland almost eats the wall there off of turn 4. I think he got another little scrape there.
Yeah, he's been pushing it hard. He's been scraping the wall almost every lap in turn 4 there.
Sorry.
I see the sparks fly off that 41 every so often. It's like, yeah,
You're all good, brother.
he's definitely pushing it.
Battle for the lead, Eric Talent on the inside of Justin Michael, trying to take a look here. See what he can do in turn
going
3.
into this corner, Rob, I'll let you by. I'll stay high.
Yeah, that outside lane's tough, especially in 3 and 4. I noticed that the cars on the outside
clear.
seem to get the advantage on the exit there. Although, as I say that, Eric Talent's going to run right now on Kyle Chadwick again. Just can't quite get it done there.
Creeping into the picture, like you mentioned, is Gene Daly back here in 4th position. Keep in mind, Gene's one of those ones that pitted on the last pit stop, so he's only got 11 laps on his tires compared to the 20 for the top 3 cars here. Really sharp-looking monster car there of Gene Daly on the outside.
Back here at 12th, looking at Rod Minton, there's a nice little battle going here between Rob Minton, Bob Wells, and James Hearns, it looks like. And then 42 there of, Bob Wells there.
Yep, there's Bob on the outside there. Currently running at
And
12,
Rod.
started 15th. Or Rod Minton, rather, yep.
Yeah, they get that battle sorted out and get single file up there on the high side. See what last week's winner's doing. He's back here in the 19th position in that Chrome 18 car. Brian Bazell got Christopher Davis on his inside looking to get that position. Doesn't look like Chris has the momentum to get it done. Brian Bazell holds him off. Chris going to fall in behind him right now.
A little bit of left rear damage from Brian Bazell there on the Mack truck. Chevy there, ZL1.
It's a nice looking car though.
Wonder who painted that.
I don't know. Nice job on that chrome though. I mean, what did you do? Just polish it?
Yeah, I just scrape all the paint layers off and leave it. I joke with one of the other, Andrew Schultz is one of the other guys. I don't think he's racing tonight, if I'm mistaken, but he loves chrome cars, and to me, from a painter standpoint, I can't stand chrome. So when everyone's like, "Give me a chrome and black car," I'm like, you know what? Here you go. But it is a sharp looking car.
I like chrome in small doses.
Yeah, exactly. A little chrome trim here or there, but
So if you remember in the truck series, one of our usually weekly truck racers, Sean Turner, they had that fishing lure truck. It was just solid chrome.
oh
I
yeah.
don't believe you painted that truck.
Up here, back in the front, Gene Daly. Look on the inside of Kyle Chadwick here. Good to see Gene Daly riding up front here from the Krankenstein field.
Yeah, definitely haven't seen Gene around on Monday nights in quite a while. So I was glad to see him. And now that he's back too, he's running up front.
From
That's pretty
Bristol,
much normal.
Indiana. Right behind him, another one creeping in on this battle of Vernon Margheim in that 33 CTC Waterworks car.
And I will say, I've been watching Vernon there. He seems to be really patient. He's just in no hurry. Just watching these first 3 up here. No hurry to pass, not even taking any opportunities. I think he is trying to save that equipment and holding on to it for the end of the race here.
Yeah, I remember when I was racing a lot with Vernon, he's one of those ones that you see in the mirror, you just know he's just pacing behind you and saving tires. So he knows how to run to the end of these and be in the front when it counts.
Well, Justin Michael has led all these laps since that last caution, doing a great job. A little bit older tires, but still hanging on to that lead.
Yep.
That clean air is doing him some good, apparently.
That's impressive. Gene Daly taking another look on the inside of Kyle Chadwick here in turn number 2.
Ooh, that was close.
Right on the backside of Justin Michael. Is that what you're looking at?
Yeah, that's what I was looking at.
Then he clears
Does
up
that
in
slide
front of
job right
Kyle.
in
Yep.
front of.
How did I look when he went by Christopher? Is it pretty warped up still?
Going back here, looking at Daniel Ferguson in the second pack, leading the second pack. He isn't that far off the pace, just a couple seconds. Just behind him, Mark Stryker having a great night in that 8th position. Heath Smith in the 02 car, that black 02 car. Another one in that top 10 in 9th, and then Billy Bumgarner in the 53 car, 10th position, having a great night. Solid
Yeah,
night.
this battle for 10th is happening just 2.5 seconds off the lead. And I believe we got a lead change up front. Gene Daly, give it to him here. I think it happened on the front straightaway. Frankenstein's best up here. Gene Daly gives it up as Kyle Chadwick dives to the inside, looking for the spot on Justin Michael. He might get both of them here. Tries a slide job. Can't quite get there. Justin Michael looking on the inside. Great battle up
Yeah,
here.
so-
3 wide for the lead.
Yeah, Kyle Chadwick, he got on the inside there, and he had to check up because those cars like to drift up in that corner, and those guys had to check up, and that let Justin Michael just take the lead back.
Yeah. That's one thing about Justin, super smart racer. So if you leave a gap open, you know, you spend all your time and all your focus battling with somebody for the lead like that, Justin Michael's going to find that weak spot and dive right in, take it 3 wide, and he'll be gone before you know it.
I got to hand it to Wesley Holland right now, running back there in that 5th position. I mean, to be at an aero-dependent track like this, he's got front-end damage, he's got right-side damage. You know, it probably isn't a very good car for running up front, but, you know, staying in the draft, keeping that car up front, and as we approach pit stops here, you know, hanging in that top 5, doing a great job today.
I totally agree, yeah. And it's races like this, Ken, correct me if I'm wrong, but from a point standpoint, if you can take kind of an average car, right, gets a little damage early, getting an early incident, take that and finish on a solid top 10, that's what makes the difference, and that's what makes you capitalize on the races when you do have good runs, when you don't have terrible runs, when you have damage like this. So hats off to Wesley.
Definitely.
I'm showing 29 laps for these leaders on these tires. We thought our fuel winner was around 25 laps, although we had the caution in there too, right? So
Yeah, we had those 2 quick cautions, and I think that allowed these guys to stretch it out a little bit further.
yeah, I think we're probably due to see these guys come down pit road at any point.
And we got Kyle Chadwick must have made a pass for the lead. I didn't see it, but I show him current as the leader until they cross the line again. But that 87 is back up front. So I think at the line there, though, Kyle Chadwick led that last lap. Or wait, no, it's my timing and scoring that's off.
Yeah, I think Justin had that one. Looking at Gene Daly on the inside of Kyle Chadwick. Vernon Margheim trying to get close here. Justin Michael's down low. Wonder if he's coming in. Nope, no pit stop this time.
Yeah, no, I'm watching these leaders up here. I'm kind of watching Gene Daly and Kyle Chadwick kind of go at it. Again, they're having to check up in 3 and 4 because the car just wants to push up, and they're going to push into the wall or each other. So they're having to lift, and that's just letting Justin Michael just stay in command of this thing. There's Vernon Margheim on the outside of Kyle Chadwick now, looking at that 2nd position, slowly moving his way into this picture.
That he is. Should be really interesting. I'm really interested to see how these pit stops work out here if we stay green. How many of these guys do you think practice up? There we see Kyle Chadwick dipping off at pit road.
Yeah. Looks like we have Eric Talent comes in with him. Eric Talent really charged it in there. Gets a great entry to pit road. Catches right up to the back of Kyle Chadwick there. Those are our first 2 takers.
Still don't hear any chatter on the radio. Oh, I heard one pitting.
Be interesting here with Justin Michael here. See if he comes in along with Vernon Margheim here. Haven't heard him call anything, so these guys are getting great fuel mileage at the moment.
Yeah, it's 32 laps right now for Justin Michael, coming to 33.
And I'm actually a little bit perplexed by that stuff.
You know what I find interesting,
Because-
though, is we're 33 laps from the end of this. Let's say if they come in the next lap or two, that's going to mean another 32 laps on fuel, which I think is going to be a real hard stretch if we stay under green.
Yeah, and that might be what they're trying to make it to. It might be the thought process here, and take it. Oh, here comes Justin Michael now. It looks like hear the radio chatter. It looks like he's coming in the pits.
Here we go.
Meanwhile, interesting, Werner Margheim stays out. He's going to get another lap. That could play in big towards the end of this thing.
We saw Kyle Chadwick just in front of Justin Michael there, almost going a lap down. It basically takes an entire lap here to make a pit stop, so should be really interesting to see where Kyle Chadwick comes out compared to Justin Michael.
Also have Bob Wells in the pits, Brian Abbott on their way in. Green flag stops. I have a feeling the next lap we're going to see the majority of these cars start pitting.
Yeah, I heard a bunch of guys say on the radio they're going to come in this time. '71
So-
on Double D.
Very interesting. Werner Margheim and Gene Daly are still out there, along with Wesley Holland.
Wow. That could be a huge advantage, I think. These guys only have 25 laps right now. We saw Justin Michael, I think, took it to 31 or 32 laps on that stint. So in theory, Vernon and Gene and Wes Holland, these guys might have another 6 or so laps to go.
I'm really surprised that Wesley Holland's getting that kind of gas mileage with that front end damage. That's really even more impressive now. So we watched the leaders come around. Still out there, still staying out there.
Yeah, we're off the roof right now. Vernon Margheim on the front stretch. That's Kyle Chadwick up there. He is, I believe, going to be the race leader. But then just behind these guys is Justin Michael. So it's a good stretch here. If I had to guess, probably about a 4 or so second lead that Kyle Chadwick gained over Justin Michael by using those fresh tires for those 4 or 5 laps that before Justin pitted.
So there is some pretty significant tire wear with these new cars, and this is a pretty rough surface here in California, as you know. Actually, these cars, the suspension on these cars, seeing more cars get ready to start pitting here. Suspension on these cars is really, actually kind of nice. They feel kind of smooth, but until you're on the brakes, and that's where they get kind of choppy.
Christopher Davis on pit road. Looks like Keith Haney, Doug Heveron. I heard Jeff Merck coming to pit road this time.
Yeah, and Jeff Merck, he had that tough night involved in that early incident, took a header into the wall there.
So we're back up front here with Vernon, who still hasn't pitted, but more importantly, Justin Michael in that 87 Beretta Toyota Camry just behind here. I think he's going to have a sense of urgency to get by because while he is probably the lucky dog right now, I think he wants to get in front of those leaders in case the yellow does fall here.
Really shocked. Gene Daly just entered pit lane. Vernon Margheim is staying out. Interesting. I'm going to have to go back to calculus and figure out what I'm doing wrong.
It's really a sharp looking car there. Silver and black Monster Energy car.
Are we talking about Gene Daly?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Hits his stops, hits his marks. A little slow in the turn in, but didn't overshoot it. Going back up to Vernon Margheim, see when he's going to hit pit lane. Meanwhile, he's got Justin Michael, who's lap down, who was our leader. Going to get his lap back now, followed by Eric Talent. So Eric Talent right behind Justin Michael. I'm just trying to figure out, looking at the timing and scoring here. So he might be having a really good night himself.
Yeah. I think what we're seeing... Actually, I don't know where Eric's running right now.
I feel like iRacing has messed with the timing and scoring tonight. It might be coincident that Eric Talent is where he's at right now, because I actually don't even see him on the scoreboard
Yeah,
at
I'm
the
showing him
moment.
28th on the scoring sheet here.
Yeah. Anyway,
Down
while
a
we
lap.
were sitting there trying to figure out where he was at, Vernon Margheim finally hits his pit lane. Followed by the 53 of Billy Bumgarner. Let those two guys hit their stalls. Vern gets in there nicely. A little bit slower in Billy's case. We'll see how these guys shake out when they come out.
Here's Vernon off
Vern
the pit road.
Margheim exiting. Off the jacks, headed out. Take a look at Justin Michael, see where he's running on the track. He's about to cross the start-finish line now as Vernon Margheim's exiting the
Just
pits.
off of pit road, yeah. We'll see if we see. Do you see Justin? I don't see him yet. Did he already go by?
Yeah, I think he already went
Yeah.
by. So that's going to put Vernon Margheim probably, I'm going to guess, about 5 seconds.
Ooh, and
5,
Gene
6
Daly
seconds.
just in front of Vern just gets loose there on the pit exit. Nice job saving it there, Gene.
But it looks like Vernon Margheim's going to have about 5 laps fresher tires. So the question is, by the end of this thing, I do believe he can make it now. It's going to be really tight. But I believe he can make it, and he will have a little bit better tire than Justin Michael.
This is true.
Question is, can Justin Michael make it to the end?
So I'm looking at Justin Michael right now. I believe when he came off the pit road, he was like 4.7 seconds behind Kyle Chadwick. Kyle Chadwick was one of the first ones we saw dip to pit road, which means he's probably going to have the biggest interval, which he does with the lead here off of pit road. Justin Michael now is, I'm showing 6 seconds behind Kyle Chadwick. So interesting that Kyle Chadwick is on older tires and running faster laps and pulling away from Justin Michael here in third.
Well, it might be the strategy, Scott. Now, I seem to be a little bit off on my calculus, but because Kyle Chadwick went in so early, my thought is that Kyle knows that he can't make it on fuel. So he's probably thinking, I'm going to burn these off, make as much time as I can, because I know I got to come in. So I want to get some time on these guys. And if these other guys are playing fuel strategy, maybe I can get lucky.
That's true, and sometimes you can play head games with these guys if you know, like you said, that's a great point. If you know, like Kyle Chadwick's case, if he can't make it, go ahead and get the new tires, rip off some laps, and maybe confuse these guys behind you, right? Make Justin Michael think that you can make it and that you're actually chasing him for the lead of this race as it winds down. Meanwhile, you're just burning off your tires. It's a really interesting strategy here.
Yeah, and you know, there's always that chance that the caution's going to come out. Everybody's going to be on pit lane, and then Kyle Chadwick's going to look like the hero.
Yeah. Justin Michael just ran a lap that's 3/10 faster than Kyle Chadwick there, so he's down to 5.8 seconds behind the leader. Heath Smith,
Yeah,
let's not forget about Heath up here in the 02 Ford up there. It's the black and yellow number car up there. He's running in second here, 5.3 seconds. He's running just as fast as Justin Michael here, so hats off to Heath Smith.
Yeah, and Heath Smith needs to talk to, we need to get him a sponsor there and a painter.
Right?
Wonder if you can help him out with that.
Oh, I could probably do something.
Yeah, Justin Michael and Heath Smith, they're all in there battling it out here for this top 7 spots or so. Back there, Daniel Ferguson running in that 5th position just behind Wesley Holland, who's in 4th. Looks like they got some lap cars, a little bit of lap traffic just ahead of them. This is kind of where the battle's at.
Yeah, this is where it gets kind of complicated because you get guys on various laps tires, so various stages throughout their tire run, as well as the fuel strategy, and they're kind of all spread out on the track. But from a driver's standpoint, this is one of my favorite ways to race here. I don't know about you, Ken, but
Yeah, definitely. I just checked the last lap between Justin Michael and Kyle Chadwick. Well, I think Heath Smith and Justin Michael were going out there a little bit, but Justin didn't gain on any time on Kyle Chadwick on that lap.
yeah, just under a tenth, so still 5.5 seconds. If we do some rough math, let's call it 20 laps to go right now, 21. 5 seconds. He's going to need, I think, like 4/10 a lap to catch Kyle Chadwick on average, and I don't see that happening.
No, but I believe that Kyle Chadwick does not have the field. I could be wrong, but I just...
So Kyle
think that's
Chadwick
gonna
right
be
now is 14 laps on this set of tires. 20 laps to go. that would put him at 34 laps under green. I just don't. I think you're right, Ken. Good call on that. I don't see 34 laps under green happen.
Especially as hard as he's running it too. You know, Kyle Chadwick does know where that loud pedal is.
Not so much the other one, huh? The brake.
Yeah, now I'm looking at the timing and scoring, and Justin Michael has eaten up some more time. He's gained up a half a second on him now here in the last 2 laps.
Yeah, and Kyle Chadwick is all by himself here on the racetrack, so it's probably pure tire wear, not so much lap traffic or anything. Another 42.3 there on the lap time compared to Justin Michael's 41.8. So there's the 4/10 that he needs. See if he can hold that interval here as we get down to it. Justin Michael just made the pass on Heath Smith here for 3rd place. Then Wesley Holland, where did he come from? Did I miss him? He's still up
he
here in
was back
2nd.
there. I was watching him. He's being quiet. I was watching that front end, but yeah, snuck himself up into 2nd place all of a sudden. Kind of looking back through the field here, seeing what we have going on. This is kind of where we're at with these guys up here. Is really where the race is currently.
There's a bunch of guys here. Looks like from Justin Michael on back. Justin Michael's 5 seconds behind Kyle Chadwick, our leader. Roll that all the way back to Vernon Margheim, 5.4 seconds. So every car that you see in the picture here is pretty much for position. And they're all running faster than Kyle Chadwick, our leader.
Yeah, and Wesley Holland now is actually, I don't know, maybe Wesley Holland is figured he isn't going to make it on field and just put the hammer down. I don't know. He's actually pulled away from the guys behind him, and he's got all that damage. I'm just a little bit shocked by that, actually. Wesley Holland running in that 2nd position.
That is impressive.
He's got front end damage, rear end damage.
And chasing down his teammate for the win. 4.2 seconds behind Kyle Chadwick. His lap there was 0.2 faster than Chadwick's. Wow, some great racing back here. Vernon Margheim picking up some spots here. 3 wide with Daniel Ferguson on the inside, Heath Smith on the outside, in the middle rather. Gene Daly on the outside.
And Vernon Margheim was one of the last guys to pit, so he's going to have the freshest tires among all these guys.
He does. He's got 10 laps on his tires compared to about 12 through 16 laps for all these other guys. So Loretta Lake's bounce off the wall there in 4.
Yeah, I was watching that 24 car. He's a lap down right now, and everybody trying to get by there. The 24 car, Loretta Lakes, he had an incident earlier in the race. Was kind of put him behind the curve here. Showing him in that 25th position, 1 lap down. Meanwhile, up front, Wesley Holland and that 02 car of Heath Smith, 3-4 actually, still slowly chasing down that leader. Heath Smith making a move, or tried to make a move. Justin Michael now looking on his outside.
On board, there's a cool view of the back end of Wesley Holland's car with Heath Smith creeping up here. Justin Michael on the outside. Vernon Margheim looking 3 wide through the middle. Time to go. Here come the tires.
And these guys are starting to get a whiff of that white flag, so starting to pick it up. Well, he's still got about 15 laps to go.
It is go time. I just heard the 02 Heath Smith, I believe, is coming pit road.
So that's very interesting, Scott. But Heath Smith pitting, that means he knew he couldn't make it. He's splitting the difference right now, getting the best bang for the buck with his tires right now. Coming in, along with the 25 of Daniel Ferguson, both those guys in pit lane, along with some car, might be, is that Wesley Holland up front? No, he's on the track.
Daniel Ferguson, Heath Smith, Kyle Chadwick just pitted as well.
Well, that changes things. So my question is, I'm just, fuel mileage has got me confused. The only guy now, based on this, God, I'm looking at this, and I really like Vernon Margheim's position on all this. Just don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised that everybody decided to short pit like that, split that run up into about 15 lap segments.
Justin Michael's probably one of the worst spots up here, running 4th right now behind Wesley Holland. But again, we saw most laps on his tires and fading here.
Yeah, a lot of guys. I hear 00 Brown coming in, James Brown in that 00 car. Justin Michael, wow, he's really off the pace there. Let a couple cars by him there. Justin Michael seemed really off the pace there for a second. Not sure what's going on there. The 24 is getting underneath him. I think Justin Michael is going into fuel saving mode.
I think either fuel saving mode or he realizes that if there is a late race caution, he's got a little bit of gap to make up behind him. He knows he's not going to beat those guys in front of him. He's not fast enough. He doesn't have enough fresher tires. So I think he's just backing off a little bit to save some of those tires if we have a late race caution and a restart. So he has something for him here in the front.
Well, Vernon Margheim finds himself up in the lead now. Last one to pit, finds himself in the lead. So, you know, he's got to be thinking, do I have enough fuel? I'm not sure what his fuel gauge looks like right now. He's got Gene Daly pushing him right now. Both those guys are having a superb night. Wesley Holland in that mix as well, those top 3 cars.
Yeah, I don't think Vernon knows what his fuel gauge looks like either. I don't think he's looking at it. He's probably looking at the rear view of that Monster Energy car like we are. Gene Daly, that 98 running awesome run here up in second.
Now, based on what I'm seeing and how these guys pitted, I do not think Wesley Holland has the fuel to get this done, especially with that damage. I could be wrong. It seems like I said, Justin Michael is starting to conserve. Dustin Covington's back there in that top 6. Like I said, if Vernon Margheim's got the fuel, he's kind of in the catbird seat.
Yeah, but Gene's not giving it up easy. He's just sitting right there on his bumper and waiting for the...
There goes Wesley Holland. Wesley Holland dived in
on a pit road, yeah.
Well, it looks like we got a couple different strategies going on here, as we got 10 to go. I might have jumped. We got 11 to go. Close enough. Gene Daly looking on the inside of Vernon Margheim now. Made a pretty aggressive move down there. Looks like he's going to stick it in there. If he can stick it to the bottom there. This is where the car really wants to push up. And Gene's got to be really careful not to push up into Vern. Does a great job keeping it down there on the bottom, but that does slow his momentum down. Allows Vern to hang on to that top spot on the outside.
Gene's not done yet, though. On the inside, can't quite get to his bumper again. Gonna have to fall back in line and mount another charge here. 10 laps to go across the stripe that time. You know who else we got to give hats off to? Let's go back to third spot right now. Mark Stryker. How's that for a name up front?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to point out there. Mark Stryker
39 Chevy
in that third position.
He's got 19. So let's talk about tires and fuel more importantly here. Vernon's got 18 laps on fuel. Gene Daly's got 19, and Mark Stryker has also got 19 laps. So all these guys are pretty much in the same boat, which I believe should allow him to make it to the end here. So hats off to Mark Stryker. There's a lap car of Rob Haynes up front there, the beer store, 199.
So I'm looking at the 02. He's going by the leader, 33 car, Vernon Margheim. If you remember, the 02 car kind of broke up that pit stop early. He was one of the first ones on the pit lane. He's on fresh tires. He actually can't quite get that done. He'd been running up front all night. Finds himself a lap down, but kind of struggling getting by the leader.
Yeah, we talked about how the pit stop pretty much takes exactly one lap to complete here. So there he goes, clears Vernon off of turn 4. Back on lead lap for Heath Smith. That put 16 cars on lead lap. 8 laps to go.
It's kind of interesting with all this strategy because some guys, it kind of broke those up in halfway, like Daniel Ferguson and whatnot. Those guys are just outside of the top 10 right now. Not sure how it's going to shake out for them. Anybody going to run out of fuel, or any of these top 10 cars still got to make it to pit lane? I have a feeling that there's a few more.
Justin Michael, I believe, just no, he's still on the racetrack.
Ryan Bazell, our last week's winner, he's up there in that 8th position now. He's been running back, barely cracking the top 20. He got some damage on the rear of the car. We talked about him earlier, but up there running in that 8th spot.
Yeah, another great run up here for Trent Drum in that Armorall. I think it's Armorall. Yeah, there it is. Armorall car. Awesome run for him. Car is nice and clean. 20 laps. Looks like he manages fuel very well. Looks like he should be able to make it to the end here pretty easy.
Yeah, and just behind him, or just now making the pass in that 111 car, John Henderson, grabbing that ninth spot from Trent just now.
Another really sharp looking car there for John Anderson.
I'm trying to figure out what's on that car.
I was going to try to figure it out too. Then I'm like, no, I'm going to just stumble over myself. And
back up front, still Vernon Margheim and Gene Daly right in his tire tracks there. Kind of just pushing each other. I don't know, Scott, you think they got the fuel to get it done?
I think they do, yeah, for sure. Unless my timing must be screwed up. Do you oh, there it goes. Okay. Here's Vernon Margheim back in the lead.
Yeah, there's something a little bit different with timing and scoring tonight. So we apologize to all our fans. We'll hopefully get it corrected next week. But timing and scoring's been a little hard to keep up with tonight.
Yeah, as we notice our 6 to go, that was our lap number 88 you saw in the top left corner. Our Ken Conley tribute sticker. Godspeed, Ken Conley, thinking about your brother.
Godspeed.
We're on board with our leader, Vernon Margheim.
And there goes another one of those cars that broke up that pit stop. Daniel Ferguson went by was trying to get by on the low side there. He's a lap down, trying to get his lap back. Gets it done. He broke up that pit stop, so he's really hoping a lot of guys in front of him still have to pit. We know that Daniel Ferguson should be good on fuel.
Well, if you're Gene Daly, what do you got for Vern, you think?
I don't know. He tried to make a couple moves on him. Might have used up some tire trying to get him down on that low side. I think he used a lot of tire in 3 and 4 if you're not careful, and it does look like he's dropping back a little bit.
Yeah, can't quite. I'd like to see him further up on the bumper like he was about 10 laps ago, giving Vernon a run for his money. But 4 laps to go here in the 2 Mile Auto Club Speedway. I think time's running out quick here for Gene Daly, but awesome run here in 2nd place.
Yeah, definitely a great night for Gene. Back here, Dustin Covington. We talked about him early in the race. Back there running a solid 4th place currently. Not sure where his pit window is, if he can make it or not. Not sure when he came in. Been running up front all night. We haven't talked about him too much. Been kind of quiet. So I know Wesley Holland's been in. Kyle Chadwick's been in. Justin Michael hasn't been in. Justin Michael's now finds himself, after leading the majority of this race, I believe, he's back there in 6th. Probably conserving fuel, hoping he can make it to the end. As we're about to go 2 to go.
Up front here off of turn number 4 for Vernon Margheim.
Yeah, Scott, hit your live button there, buddy. Get your technician, hit that live button.
Oh, I think, do you have 2 to go? Is that what you see?
Yep, 2 to go. Get up on the backstretch, Vernon Margheim, Gene Daly, just about a full second behind Vernon Margheim here, as Vernon's going into 3, getting ready to exit 4 for the final lap.
I just heard 48.
I hear some guys hitting.
Dustin Covington, unfortunately, coming to pit road here. Oh, Gene Daly, our 2nd place runner on pit road.
Vernon Margheim, can he make it on fuel? We're on the final lap. Got
Wow.
the white flag in the air.
Let's go in the cockpit. I think you can almost hear Vernon. Sounds like he's like half throttle right now. I think he's just barely gonna
Yeah,
make
he looks
this.
really slow.
Yeah, white flag is out down the backstretch for the last time. Vernon Margheim appears to be under power, but I think that's intentional here as he tries to coast through turn 3 and 4. So far, no stutters. Off of turn number 4. Awesome job by Vernon Margheim, dominating win. Makes it to the flag with plenty of fuel to spare.
Mark Stryker grabs that 2nd spot. Billy Bumgardner grabs 3rd. Gene Daly in 4th, rounding out the top 5, Dustin Covington. Those are unofficial top 5 there. Well, that was an interesting
Wow.
race there. It looks like Vernon Margheim like pulled off the hat trick tonight. Back there riding quietly.
See if Vern's got enough fuel up here for some donuts on the front stretch. So far, still under power in turn 4 on the cool down lap. We'll talk to him in a couple seconds here.
He wasn't saving fuel for the to win the race. He was saving fuel for the burnout at the end.
That's a complete race, start to finish, when you can have enough fuel to burn them down. Here goes Vernon Margheim on the front stretch here. On the big oval there, Auto Club Speedway. Awesome job by Vernon. We'll take a look at the results here in a second, but meanwhile, let's see if we can find our top 3. We're looking for Mark Stryker and Bumgarner. Do you see them?
Yep, Bumgarner. Yeah, he's. I can bring him up. Why don't you bring our race winner in, and I'll grab.
Vern, congrats from myself, Scott Patton, and joined by Ken Huber up here in the booth. Race number 2 at Auto Club Speedway, taking the checkered flag. How much, we were taking debates here, whether you were saving enough fuel to make sure you had enough fuel for your donuts in the air, and how close was it on fuel?
I had 1 lap left, 1 lap of donuts left. That's what I was thinking. It was
I called it. I called it.
the stint before that. I saved for about 5 laps to go 1 extra lap. You know, I knew if I could do that, I could definitely make it. By golly, it worked out just perfect.
Certainly did for you, Vernon. Awesome job there. Sharp looking car. And the CTC Waterworks GTR simulator car. Awesome looking car there. And how was the beginning of the race? Did you know from the very beginning that it was going to be kind of a fuel mileage race down to the end, or is that something that came along late in the race?
Well, first off, I started way back in the pack. That's something that's not, I mean, I'm not saying I start up front, but I don't start in the mid 20s to 30s. So it was
to be exact.
It was a tough bout getting through the pack to get to the front. Then I pitted again, and after the first pit stop, I knew we were going to deal with a caution-free race towards the mid to late. And if I just kept on putting fuel in it, I thought I'd be okay. Thank God I did that, because this is awesome. I won multi-league tonight, boys.
Hell yeah, you did, Vernon. Congrats. I'll have to get a win sticker there, get an update on this car for you. But sharp looking car as always. And what do you got for I think it's Las Vegas next week. What do you got for them over there?
Ooh, it's going to be a tough one. Same thing there. It's going to be a fuel mileage race, I think, with that as well. I like how we kind of run those races because I'm able to save fuel. But I appreciate you guys commenting on the car. It's Patton Paints. Thanks, Scott, on that one. My teammate wasn't able to make it here tonight. He has a twin to this one, and it looks really sharp too. And those guys out there in the Pacific Northwest really like the car. They really like the one I'm driving. The white up front looks really sharp there, Scott.
Certainly does, and it certainly looks really sharp in Victor Lane here. Congrats, Vernon. Win number 1 for you on the season. I'm sure there's more to come. Looking forward to watching all your action throughout the season, and we'll talk to you next week from Las Vegas, hopefully.
Ken, Scott, it's a pleasure. Thank you, guys. All right, win number 1.
Go get it, Vernon. Good luck. Have a great week, man.
Thank you.
Error.
All right, we're with our 3rd place finisher, Billy Bumgarner. Hey, Billy, great job tonight. Looks like you outsmarted him on those pits. You actually started this race in 35th, and you managed to get that almost that runner-up position, at 3rd position at least. Well, actually, you started in 29th. So a great run from the back to the front. How'd you get that done?
Yeah, I appreciate it. I just got lucky, to tell you the truth. I knew I couldn't catch those guys, so I just basically was just easy on the throttle and hoping it was going to go green all the way, and it did.
Well, hey, I know me and Scott were talking about you a few times tonight, running up there very quietly. Then we look at the standings. We were watching the front two, watch Vernon just master his fuel strategy. But great job for you hanging in there. What were you thinking at the end? Were you getting really tight on fuel? Where did you decide to pit there on that last stop?
When near the end of the race, it was showing I had like 2 laps to go. So I knew I had plenty of fuel. far as that goes. And I think I was behind the 48 car basically to about the end. And then I knew I had enough to the end, so I just kind of went on around him.
Well, great job on that third place finish. So what do you have for us next week? You think you're going to have something for these boys?
I hope so. If any luck's on my side, after Daytona, I had some bad luck there, so hopefully it'll turn around for me.
Well, again, congrats on that third place spot. You have anybody you want to thank tonight?
I just thank y'all guys for putting on a good show and announcing it and all that. And it's my first time in this league, and I'm enjoying it so far.
Well, congratulations and welcome to the league. On behalf of me and Scott, great run. We'll see you next week.
10-4. Thank you.
Yeah, congrats, Billy. Awesome to see you up here. So looking forward to see you next week, and welcome to the league, man.
Thank you.
All right, Ken, there we have it. What do you think? Awesome race here at California today.
Definitely. Definitely a great race. Interesting. These guys are still adjusting these cars. It was fairly clean. I think some of the accidents we've seen, guys getting used to the car, they're kind of squirrely, a little bit loose. Go over our unofficial results.
Yeah, Vernon Margheim in first place. We talked about Mark Strecker. Unfortunately, we couldn't find him on the radio, but congrats to him. Second place. Billy Bumgarner, third. John Henderson in fourth from Houston, Texas. Brian Bazell, our winner at Daytona last week, running in fifth. And sixth, Trent Drum. Seventh, Kyle Chadwick. Saw him dominate the first half of this race and have some fuel issues late in the race from Hack Racing there. Justin Michael, same issues there with tire and fuel strategy. And Wesley Holland with that front end damage. Awesome, taking a top 10 finish here in ninth. And then Heath Smith rounding out our top 10.
Yeah, in the 11th position, a guy who had a great night all night, running in the top 5. Kind of fell up short towards the end there. Daniel Ferguson in the 11th position. Dustin Covington, another one running up front all night. Just kind of got beat on the fuel strategy again. Finishes in 12th. And then after that, everybody's lapped down. It had to do with fuel strategy. Gene Daly, one lap down, found himself in 13th. Jeffrey Merck had an early race incident out there, finds himself in 14th. That was actually a nice comeback. Bill Paradise, nice and quiet, up there in 15th. Jason Hughes in 16th. James Hearns, 17th position. Brian Abbott, 18th. Bob Wells, 19th. And Christopher Davis wraps out your top 20.
Finishing at 21st, Rob Mitten. Dave Schreck in 22nd. Rob Haynes, one of our Canadians up there in the beer store car, down the lap, had some trouble early on. Double D, David Desjardins from Somerset, Mass, right down the road from me in 24th. Eric Town, 25th. Loretto Lakes, new to this league this year, in 26th. Josh R. Scott, we saw with that tire strategy early on that didn't quite work and got loose off of turn number 2 there. Tough race for him, finishing 2 laps down in 27th. James 00 Brown, 28th. Michael Milfeld Jr. had some issues early on from Performance Motorsports, finishing in 29th. James Haney rounding out our top 30.
Yeah, some of our hard luck guys tonight. Ken Richardson had a rough night, finishes in 31st. JJ Garrett was running up front tonight, finds himself in 32nd. Doug Hevron, fast during practice, finds himself in 33rd. Jeff Gilmore, 34th. Robert Mattis, 35th. Keith Haney, 36th. Chris Foyles, 37th. Mike Erder, 38th. Jared Daniels, 39th. John Panzula ended the race early. Tough luck for him, 40th. Brandon Dorsett wraps up the 41st position, and that was everybody that took the field tonight.
That is awesome race. Man, fuel mileage. We had some wrecks. We had some action. We had some 3. I think I saw 4 wide a couple times. 93 laps here with a couple cautions. And, man, I think these next-gen cars are turning out to be pretty awesome here. For the NASCAR Cup Series, we saw an awesome race at this 2-mile track yesterday on TV. Duplicated here, just as action-packed tonight here for Multi-League. Looking forward to what these cars do next week at Las Vegas.
Yeah, I am too, and I have a feeling we'll see something as these guys get more and more acclimatized to these cars. I think the racing will only get better from here. And I thought tonight's racing was really good. I mean, they had, like I said, you had some, I think, some unintentional incidents tonight as these guys were adjusting to the cars. But yeah, really looking forward to as the season progresses.
Yeah. So that being said, folks, thanks for joining us here on the Multi-League Racing Network. We'll talk to you next week from Las Vegas Motor Speedway at the 1.5 mile out there. Same bat time, same bat channel, 8:30 Eastern Time, Monday night. Stay safe, everybody. Have a great week.